sweetie.
Hi, Mom. Where have you been?
Oh, just doing a little Christmas shopping.
I hope you didn't get me anything else.
No, I haven't yet, but who knows? There may be a surprise for you under the tree when you wake up Christmas morning. I think this holiday season's going to be a whole lot better than I originally thought.
I sure hope you're right.
Hey, I thought baseball season was over.
It is. Now it's football, basketball, and hockey.
And I wondered why this was my favorite time of the year. Wait a minute. That's the ball Keith gave you when he left, isn't it?
Yeah.
Been thinking a lot about your dad?
Well, yeah. And I've decided to take this ball to Father Michael so I can give it to one of the orphans.
Sweetheart, come here for a minute. Sit here. I know how much that ball means to you. I remember how excited you were the day Keith gave it to you. You've given all your other Christmas presents to the orphans. I think this one is very special. I think you should keep it.
I never play with it. Besides, if it's so special, it'll mean more when I give it to the orphans.
More to whom, Brandon?
I have to do this, Bob. I have to give up as much as I can. Everything depends on it.
What do you think you're doing? Hold it right there. You again? What, do we have to go through this again? You gonna tell me the candlesticks belong to you, just like the food you stole before?
I didn't steal any food.
Give me the sack.
No.
Give me the sack. You know, I have seen you here many times before. We have provided you with food. We've given you a place to sleep. Is this the way you show your gratitude? By stealing from our church?
You expect gratitude for a lousy flea bitten bed? That food, that slop you call a meal? And if I'm 10 minutes late, I lose the bed and I lose the food, and I gotta go sleep out in the cold and dig through the garbage to get by.
We're a poor church. We're in a poor neighborhood. We are doing our best to help everybody we can.
Well, sell all your fancy ornaments and you could help more.
Not really. They're gold-plated. And our main function is to serve the spiritual needs of this neighborhood, and we need a few ornaments. Are you sure that you were stealing these candlesticks to buy food?
I don't have a drug habit, if that's the insinuation.
Then why didn't you even consider asking for our help? I offered you my help less than 3 hours ago. Do you know what the sentence is for robbery?
It must involve some time in jail, plus a bed and 3 meals a day.
Well, you've got it wrong if that's your vision of prison. Trust me, you're wrong.
You know, sometimes you sound more like a cop than you do a priest.
I was a cop.
Oh, what figures, huh? So what are you waiting for? Why don't you call your buddies in? You'll probably be the first priest to make a bust this holiday season.
What's your name?
Jack. Jack, be nimble, Jack, be quick. Jack, who swiped your candlestick.
My name is Father Michael.
How do you do, Father Michael?
And I am not going to call the police,
Oh.
Jack.
Is that so? Was that your good deed for Christmas? And I suppose that you're going to also forgive me for my sin of coveting your holy candlestick.
No, I'm going to offer you a job.
What?
You said you don't have enough food, you need a place to stay. Well, if you're willing to earn it, this chapel needs a custodian.
Hello? Yeah, Marge, what can I do for you? No, there is no extension on that subpoena. Absolutely not. It had to be on my desk at 5:30.
Any word from his attorney, if you want to call him that? Mason. Mason is his attorney. That's right. They both think they're above the law. No, you let me handle this one personally. I'll talk to you later. Thanks, Marge.
This is a composite of the guy we're looking for, Carter.
Yes, sir. I've seen the sketch. What's the plan? If I see him, should I apprehend him on the spot?
No, you just keep your eye on him and get word to me in this room, which is where he'll be headed.
You got it, Inspector.
We got people all over this hospital, so once he gets in here, there's no reason for him to get out.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You okay?
I'm fine.
This could take a while, you know.
I can handle it.
Now, don't pull a John Wayne with me. I know this is a strain.
Cruz, this was my idea.
Now, there you go, taking credit for police procedure again. I just don't want you to overdo it. I don't want to take any unnecessary chances.
This place is crawling with cops. I couldn't feel safer.
Yeah, I guess you're probably safer.
Just think how wonderful it'll be if you catch him today.
Well, if we do, I'm going to personally see to it that you get a special citation.
It'll be really great if this is all over. Then we can go on to having the most wonderful Christmas we've ever had.
Why would anyone blow up half your wall to get to your safe?
Must be industrial sabotage.
What would they be sabotaging? You don't keep any design secrets or plans in there.
Well, that's true.
Besides, if this job was done by another company, they'd certainly be a hell of a lot more subtle in blowing up half your wall.
And it must be common thieves, then.
Mason, why would common thieves risk going past all our security to get to your safe?
Well, I do keep some cash in there.
Oh, come on, now, the whole thing doesn't make any sense, and you know it.
Well, it's Christmas time. Maybe they were desperate.
Desperate and stupid. I'm surprised they didn't blow their own heads off.
Yeah, they almost did. From the looks of this room.
Something doesn't add up. It just does not add up.
Yes, Janet.
There's someone here to see your father, Mr. Capwell.
Tell them I'm going home.
It's a priest. He says he has an appointment. A Father Michael Donnelly?
Yes, I forgot. Send him in, Janet. You mind if I use your office?
No, not at all. I was just leaving.
Won't take long. Came here for his annual Christmas donation to the orphanage. Everybody thinks how you made of money. It's not some crook after some kind of piece of the action. It's the saints.
Thank you. You're welcome. Good evening, Mr. Capwell.
Father?
Better be careful, Dad. Much time as we've been spending around the Good Father lately, people will think the Capwells have found religion.
I want you to tell me why everything depends on you giving up as much as you can.
Because it's Christmas.
Brandon, that's not the answer I want. Come on, it's been Christmas before. You never acted like this.
I know. But this year I want something really special to happen.
Oh, sweetie. Does that something really special have anything to do with Keith?
Yeah. I want him to come back. So I figured if it was really good, you know, extra special good, maybe Santa Claus will take notice and bring them back.
I don't think it works like that. Santa isn't in the business of transporting people. He mostly deals in toys.
Yeah, I thought of that. So it might take an act of God to bring Dad back. So to cover the base, I've been saying my prayers every morning and every night.
Well, I think it never hurts to pray. And I think it's wonderful that you love Keith so much. But I hope you realize that we don't always get everything we pray for.
Yeah, I know. I've already been through all that with Father Michael.
You have?
Yeah. He said sometimes it takes a while for God to answer our prayers. And sometimes we don't get what we ask for. But I think God's gonna come through on this one.
I sure hope so. But even if he doesn't, you don't have to try so hard to be the most wonderful kid in the world or give everything up. At least not to win my love. Because I love you very much just the way that you are.
I love you too, Mom.
Okay. Have we got all that settled?
Sure.
And I don't think Santa would mind if you held on to this baseball. I'm gonna go see what's for dinner.
Hi, Tori. So we heard Eden was in the hospital.
Yeah, she was admitted a couple hours ago. Is it serious? You know, I'm just a volunteer. You really should talk to her doctor.
Well, come on. I'm sure there's something you can tell us.
You know, Zach is going to be here soon. I think you should wait and talk to him. You know, I can't believe this is happening to her after everything she's already been through. Yeah, I know.
Oh, Kelly, thank God you're here.
Cruz, how's she doing?
Well, I don't know. I guess she's holding up okay.
Any idea what's wrong?
They're gonna run some more tests.
Is the baby okay?
All we can do is hope.
Well, can we see her now, maybe?
Yeah, I'd like to take her these flowers and talk to her for a few minutes if we can.
I guess, but we can't stay too long. It's really important that she stay as calm as possible right now.
Of course. I will send Dr. Kelton in as soon as he gets here.
Thank you, Tori.
Sure.
Okay, why don't you two come with me? I'll show you where she is.
Really appreciate what you're doing, Chris.
Where's your father?
Well, hello, Julia. Wonderful holiday weather we're having, aren't we?
I didn't come here to exchange pleasantries with you, Mason.
Yeah, that's more than obvious.
Where's your father?
Now, what possible business could you have with him at this hour?
It's official business. Does the word subpoena ring a bell?
Well, if you got another one of those, why don't you just give it to me?
I don't have another one of those to give to you, Mason. The one I gave to your father, he never responded to.
Well, he's been so busy lately, what with Christmas and Samantha's baptism and all.
Gee, I'm terribly sorry to inconvenience him, but this happens to be a legal matter, and I happen to be district attorney.
Well, and I happen to be his lawyer.
And you happen to be doing a lousy job of advising your client in this case.
He's not complaining. How did you come to that conclusion?
There is a deadline to this subpoena. You have not complied to the courtroom's demands. I want the medical records now, please.
Don't you think you would have had those by now if we had any idea where they were?
No.
I suppose you don't have much of a case without them, huh?
I suppose you're wrong.
Well, you must think they're pretty important.
And you must think that I'm an idiot if you think that I'm going to answer any of these stupid questions. Now, where is your father?
Well, he's pretty busy right now. We had an accident earlier, and everything's kind of a mess in there.
Oh, gee, that's a shame. Is he in your office?
Yeah, but he's with someone. I tell you what, why don't you and me go get some coffee, and you can tell me how I should have handled this case.
Not a prayer.
Interesting choice of words.
Sure.
Oh, 5,000 is all right for this year, Father?
That's more than generous, Mr. Kaplan.
Fine. Next year, I may ask you for a loan.
Oh?
Come on, Father. I know you and Julia are friends. This ridiculous case that she's trying to mount against me. I mean, I don't... Julia, what are you doing?
You have blatantly ignored that subpoena. Shame, shame, shame. Give me the medical records, will you?
My darling woman, I admire your dedication, but as I have informed you, I do not have them.
And I don't happen to believe you. I did mention the consequences of ignoring that subpoena to you, didn't I?
You know very well how concerned I am of my workers on that oil rig. The books are open to you, and the rigs are there for inspection.
I want to know who inspected it 10 years ago or 5 years ago when the men who died worked there.
Julia, I have great sympathy for the families of those men. I have sympathy for Scott Clark. I even admire what he's done with his life. But his father was a bitter and vindictive man who hated my guts, and that hatred has spilled over onto his son, who's trying to build up a case against me out of an old vendetta.
It's based on a hell of a lot more than that. Now, you are already in trouble. I suggest you turn those files over to me immediately, or you're going to find yourself in contempt of court.
My dear, almost daughter-in-law, You can threaten me with whatever you want. I cannot give you what I don't have. So if you will excuse me, Father, as you can see, we've had somewhat of a little accident here, and I better talk to the police about it.
So, how were they?
Oh, come on, don't tell me you're going to start rating our performance.
No, now that you mentioned it, I thought Kelly did a masterful job of displaying genuine sisterly concern.
I would think no less.
Yeah.
And what about me?
Well, I thought you had a certain subtle strength in support of your sister. You know, I'll give you a thumb.
Well, I guess you can't do any better than that, right?
No, honestly, I think it's important that they came. That'll, hopefully the guy will think that there's a reason to be visiting you, and maybe we can lure him into making a mistake.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Well, you know, we'll do anything to help you out.
Yeah, maybe together we can catch him this time.
Hi there. Hi, am I disturbing anyone?
No, come on in.
Oh, those are beautiful.
Thank you. Like
Nothing unusual so far.
Great, but everyone does know that she's in here pretty much.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I really appreciate everything you're doing, Victoria.
Oh, come on, every woman in this town wants that guy caught.
How are you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just glad we're finally doing something.
Now, is there anything else we can do to help you?
No, just being here is plenty, although I don't think you should stay too long. We want the guy to think that she's in rather dire straits.
Well, then let's leave.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you all.
Yeah, I'll call if there's any news, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to be thinking about you. You take care of yourself.
Okay, I will, Mom.
Okay.
Good luck.
Take care of her, Cruz.
Yeah. Victoria?
Yeah.
I thought you should see this. This is a composite sketch of who we think we're looking for.
Now we have to do our own little secret plans.
Dear Santa, I'm not writing this letter for myself. It's for my son, Brandon. What am I doing? I mean, this is ridiculous. I don't believe in this stuff. I mean, everybody knows there's no Santa Claus. Well, everybody needs someone to talk to, right? Therapists are definitely too expensive. Brandon believes in Santa, so what the heck? Here it goes. Dear Santa, I'm not writing this for myself. It's for my son, Brandon. Brandon wants his father back. He's really upset that Keith left. You see, we'd only been married a few months, so I think that Brandon really feels cheated. Of course, I feel a little cheated myself. But Brandon's the one I'm worried about. I don't know what to do for him. I mean, he's made it real clear that toys aren't important to him. As much as I love him, I'm not sure that's enough. So if you happen to have a spare miracle floating around, Santa, I'd really appreciate it if you'd let Brandon have it. And if you've been watching at all, you gotta know he's a great kid. Thanks for listening. My best to the missus. Gina Timmons. Now, how do you get a letter to the North Pole? It's never worked very well, has it? I remember now. Just put it in the fireplace. Lit up the chimney. Hope you get this one, Santa. It's real important.
Why didn't you say something?
Well, I didn't want to break your concentration. You were on quite a roll.
Well, I let him go.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
What exactly were you going to do?
What?
So, Cece, well, you got a gun in your purse or something?
No, I want those medical reports.
Yeah, I know. You really are passionate about this case.
If Capwell Enterprises is responsible for the deaths of those men, I am damn well going to do something about it.
You know, I know how important this is to Scott, but he's really lucky to have you on his side.
Let's hope that it's not a hindrance.
How could you be a hindrance?
Have you read the papers lately?
Yes?
Do you know that CC is telling his men to give them stories that I'm doing this just for revenge because of Mason?
Anybody that's familiar with your record will know that you would never let a personal vendetta interfere with a case like this.
No, I wouldn't. That's true. I wouldn't on a case like this. However, it is very difficult to keep my personal feelings out of this, and I certainly didn't accomplish very much by coming here today.
Well, that makes two of us. He didn't sign the check before he stomped out.
Great. I'm sorry.
No,
See, that's my fault because I drove him out of here. No, it's
about
my
that.
fault because I ran him out of here. So I'll just write you a check for the same thing. What is it?
It's just $5,000.
Oh, $5,000. That's no problem. I don't have $5,000. We know that, so I'm just going to have to give you a donation.
Thank you, but I'm sure that he will sign this check if I just
Oh,
ask
come
him.
on. It's all right. How much?
You know what we really need? Samantha's probably got some old toys she isn't using, or maybe some clothes she's outgrown. You could drop those on.
Okay. I'll put some stuff together tonight.
Thank you. I'll be at the chapel tonight, if you want to bring them by.
I don't know if tonight's a good night. I have a lot of work to do.
Actually, I'm not sure I'll be there myself, but if it's all boxed up, you can just drop it off in the vestibule.
I'm sorry about the check.
Oh, hey, no problem. No problem. And I hope you get this one.
Jerk. Why didn't I see it then? Michael, hello? What are you doing?
What's the matter, lady? What's the matter, lady? What's the matter?
You know, I am having a real bout with deja vu up here.
What do you mean?
The last time I was on a ladder hanging decorations was for Mom and Dad's surprise wedding. We all know how that one went.
Ted, it's all right. It's all right. I'm not that sensitive.
You know, I wonder if there is any family anywhere that enjoys surprising each other as much as we do. And we have them for everything. Have you ever thought about that? We've got them for birthdays, weddings, baby showers, funerals even.
Dad?
No, think about it. That fake funeral we had for Dad. I mean, that surprised a lot of people.
You know, Ted's right. The Cathwells are just full of surprises. That's probably your father.
Oh, well, why don't we hide and surprise him, too?
Hi.
Hi. Sorry I'm late.
It's okay. I don't think I'll be here for a while.
Any news from the hospital?
No, not a word. We're just waiting.
Well, I hope this plan works. Did a pretty good job of decorating.
Yeah, you just happened to miss it, huh?
I'm sorry. Hello, sweetheart.
Hi, Daddy. I'm glad to see you.
Oh, good to see you.
Did you go to the hospital? Did you stop over there?
No, I didn't stop over there. I was stuck at the office. Something happened there that I'd rather not go into.
Well, whatever it was, it certainly made you fume. Here.
Yeah.
Roll these up.
What am I supposed to do with this? Get rid of my hot air?
You know, Mom, I've been thinking that maybe this isn't such a great idea.
Why would you say something like that?
Well, I want Eden to have everything that an expectant mother would have, but I'm just... Since the paternity test came back inconclusive, I'm just wondering if it might not be a little hard on him.
Kelly, I didn't realize you didn't know. The only reason I decided to have this party is that they found out that those tests were forged.
Well, then that means that the baby's definitely Cruz's.
Not definitely. No, we still can't be certain, but there only could be one person who would want to forge those tests.
Rapist.
That's exactly right. The fact that makes it pretty clear to us that Cruz is the father.
Well, Mom, I'm really glad that everybody feels that way, but all this means is they can't be sure.
Honey, Eden is convinced Cruz is the father, so we'll be convinced because we want to support her in any way we can, right?
Dr. Fox, Dr. Lewis Fox, report to radiology.
Come on in. What's up?
Well, I thought maybe you could use a little relief.
What do you mean?
Well, if you want to walk around the hospital and check out anything, I'll be glad to stay with Mrs. Castillo.
Ramon, I want you to stop for a minute and take a look at her. Do you see how beautiful this woman is?
Cruz?
Yes, sir.
Well, now, can you imagine any reason on the face of the earth that I might ever need relief from the likes of this woman?
No, I guess not, sir.
Yeah, probably not. So, what's going on out there?
Everything's quiet so far. Sorry you're having to go through this, Miss Castillo.
It's okay, I'm fine.
Keep me posted.
Oh, well.
He's good. He's got the stuff to maybe be a good detective someday.
See a little of yourself in him?
Yeah, maybe I do. What are you smiling about?
Nothing. You're just so protective. If you really do need to go check on something, you should, because I'm perfectly fine with Ramon.
No way, Jose. You know, if I had my way, that rhymed. Well, that didn't rhyme. It was the same word I used again. I would just whisk you out of this hospital right now and stash you in some, the tallest tower I could find.
Believe me, I don't feel like being whisked.
Yes, then you probably wouldn't be wild about the guardian angels I'd set up around it.
Guardian angels? You mean like those people in New York with the red berets?
Every time I mention a tall building, you think of New York. Why is that?
Oh, okay, all right. What kind of guardian angels?
No, it's fine. You know, you can make fun of me if you want, but I'm not going to keep talking about it.
No, I'm not making fun of you. I'm not. I'd love to hear about your guardian angels. I really would.
Uh-huh. Okay, so the thing about them is they've misplaced their harps. And they have discovered instead the virtues of thunderbolts and lightning and M80s.
Ooh, violent fantasy.
Machine guns. Well, I'm a cop. What do you expect
well,
out of me?
that's true, I suppose. Well, I think it's a wonderful sentiment. But I'm staying here with you. I'm not going anywhere. After all, this was my idea.
Yeah, it was your idea. I give you credit for that. It was your idea.
Listen, why don't you just sit back and relax for a few minutes? Close your eyes.
Why don't you, you know? You're the one who's supposed to be sleeping for 2, and you haven't been sleeping at all. Why don't you sit back? If you close your eyes, then I'll relax.
Bossy. Okay.
Just cool it out.
I will. Thank you. I love you.
Okay, I love you too. Close your eyes. Okay. Come on, get comfortable.
Okay. Cruz? Cruz? Cruz?
What?
Are you all right?
What do you mean, am I all right? Of course I'm all right.
Well, you were sort of singing.
Singing?
Yeah, you like to music?
Oh, I know. I was just... Never mind.
Stop it! Stop it!
Brandon, get out here! Run! Brandon!
Ted, that's the 5th one you've eaten.
I'm hungry.
It's all right. We've got plenty.
So, Mom, did you have parties like this before we were born?
Showers for all my babies? You bet I did.
Did you have surprise parties?
Yep, they were all surprise parties, and we had such a good time. They were great. I remember the first one. I was pregnant with Eden. She was such a feisty baby when I was carrying her. And there was music at the shower, and it was like she was dancing to the music. She was kicking me all afternoon.
Oh, what was it like when she was born?
Oh, now, we're not going to get graphic or anything here.
Ted!
Well, I'm just asking.
It's a beautiful thing when a child is born.
Yeah, I know.
I know, and you're going to know firsthand someday.
Hey, now, come on. Now, I know a lot of guys that go into the delivery room. Dad didn't go, though, did he?
Are you kidding? He was too nervous.
Huh.
How do you know?
It was a long labor, the nurses told me.
Telling me, I almost didn't make it.
But when Eden finally came, it was wonderful. I mean, we first looked at her. We just thought she was probably the most beautiful thing we've ever seen. And right away, do you remember, she opened her eyes and they were so blue. They were like the sea.
And what about Kelly?
Kelly?
Yeah.
My little Kelly. I don't think she wanted to be born. She wasn't ready for this world. When she did, oh, what a beautiful baby. She had skin like porcelain. She still does.
All right, what about this guy?
I was a perfect baby.
No, in a million years.
Even then.
He was a perfect baby.
Really? I was?
I'm not kidding. The easiest delivery I had. He did everything on schedule, and when he was born, he broke out into this great, big, wonderful smile.
Oh, come on. You're just jealous because you weren't the perfect baby. Go on.
Well, I tell you what, Mr. Perfect Baby, why don't you grab this and carry it over to that platter? Mom wants to hear the end of this. You know that? Never.
Very glad you told me that I was the perfect child.
Get out of here. Shit about the kids is beautiful. He's bred wonderful memories for me.
You hit your head and you blacked out.
Wow, really?
Oh, you cut your head. All right, how many fingers do I have up?
2.
Good boy.
What happened to that guy?
You scared him away. You're gonna have a bump, you know, okay? You'll be all right. All right.
Julia?
Oh, I can't talk to you now about it. I gotta call Cruz and I have to get a doctor for him.
Use the
Just
phone.
hold him up.
Phone's in my office.
All right. Watch him now, because he hit his head.
Hi, Father Michael. I brought you something else for the orphans.
Maybe he won't come.
He'll come.
He hasn't shown up yet. Maybe this whole thing was a stupid idea.
Of course it wasn't.
Just saying that to humor me.
Darling, I do a lot of things to humor you, but dressing 25 cops up like doctors is not one of them.
But you still think he's gonna show?
Yeah, I do, but even if he doesn't, this was still a good idea.
Maybe he already knows what we're doing. Seemed to always know what we were gonna do before we did it anyway.
We've been awfully careful. I mean, I don't know what else we could have done. Yeah. No, you stay on him, Mom. Guess we just entered the hospital.
Well, I certainly hope you don't think this cheap champagne and caviar are going to erase my memory.
Hey, this wasn't cheap. And why would I want to do that anyway?
Because you've been treating me like dirt for weeks.
Yeah, well, that's a two-way street, darling.
Hey, I wasn't the one hiding medical records from you.
Yeah, but you were the one treating me like a second-rate cowboy.
That didn't give you any right to pretend to be Mason and take me to bed.
Gina, I think it's time we face some hard facts.
I'm not really in love.
No, really. Now, the both of us have been kind of conniving, kind of underhanded. Can't trust either one of us farther than you could throw us. We're peas in a pod when you get right down to it. We're greedy, lazy,
Are you getting to something, son?
Yeah.
What?
You add all those things up, and you got a good team. Girl, I think we could make history like Bonnie and Clyde or something.
Or like Leopold and Loeb. Okay, Clyde. What's our next move?
Well, you've been doing all the planning from now on. I don't see any reason to change that.
Then I'll tell you what. You show me your medical records, and I'll show you mine.
I don't think it's quite time for that yet.
Why not?
Well, those records may not be worth a damn if Julia's already got enough to win the case with.
How are you going to find that out? She's not going to tell you anything.
Well, no, we don't know that for sure.
She hates your guts.
Yeah, but we might be able to remedy that.
Oh, how are you going to change that?
Oh, don't you worry your pretty little head about that.
I am going to worry my little head about it because it's a major concern to me if you decide to go back to Julia to try to get information and you make Mason stronger.
I told you I got old Mason under control.
Oh, yeah. You've always got it under control, Sonny. How many times have I heard that? Don't you go along with this cockamamie scheme of Cece's. If you go back to Julia and Mason pops out, he could blow everything.
You don't give old Sonny any credit at all, do you? Darling, I've thought this whole thing out, and I know exactly how to handle it. Trust me.
Sure you're all right?
I'm fine, Father. Just a little thirsty.
All right, here you go.
Thanks.
I couldn't reach Cruz, and the doctor's coming.
What happened here? Now, Brandon said he came in.
It was
and the
him,
man
you know, it
attacking
was him.
Who?
It was the man that took Samantha.
Here? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Exclusively on NBC News, Tom Brokaw, the only network anchor to go inside earthquake-ravaged Armenia. Tom Brokaw, the only network anchor to cover firsthand Arafat's UN address. Tom Brokaw, only on NBC Nightly News.